Property transactions generate half of New York City's earnings, with property taxes accounting for a large portion of that amount. However, what happens if you mix the property tax in New York City with Letitia James? New York City, however, is receiving no funding. Furthermore, a lot of people argue that because the city has been neglected, New York City doesn't deserve any more property tax revenue from these individuals. There isn't any shoplifting enforcement. The immigration situation is out of control. Only $45 million is spent a year on preventing shoplifting, compared to $10 billion on the catastrophe. In the last 5 years, there has been an almost 10% decrease in population. Is New York City still a fantastic place to live and work these days? Many are responding with no. Take a look at this. This year, delinquent property taxes in New York City are approaching a record-breaking $1 billion. Many of these landlords who fail to pay property taxes in New York City are getting away with it thanks to Letitia James. Many New Yorkers, along with their property owners and landlords, are no longer paying property taxes. These landlords range in size from the ultra-big ones that own many buildings to the super small ones. Why is this happening? Many of these New York City municipal authorities claim that the authority to impose penalties for delinquencies has expired. Once upon a time, the city would seize your property and put it up for auction. If you were the owner and you failed to pay property taxes for about 6 months. And people are starting to realize, wait a minute, that not paying your property taxes has no repercussions. And they say, fuck it then. Some of the owners are the biggest debtors. One such example is a Cobble Hill rental property with 16 units that owes $52 million, as well as a 49-unit Bronx apartment building that has a property tax debt of about $25 million. Furthermore, many of these men are not willing to pay. They refuse to accept any payment. In addition, a lot of people claim that the landlord's simple non-payment is undoubtedly advantageous to them financially. Also, a lot of people argue that since none of the money generated in New York City benefits the average person, the city doesn't deserve any money at all. Even if these guys pay their $880 million in property taxes, I don't know where the money is going. In any case, it will be directed toward the migrant crisis. Many people in New York are currently enraged. They argue that even with record high taxes, New Yorkers still pay some of the highest rates in the nation. Small mom-and-pop businesses and business owners pay outrageous sums of money to live and function in the city, but they receive nothing in return. The National Guard had to be called in because of how hazardous the subways are due to the widespread shoplifting. What on earth is the city of New York doing? All of that money is being spent on the refugee crisis. Families of migrants receive free debit cards. A few of them make as much as $18,000 annually. What about the homeless domestic population in New York City and the homeless veterans? They're kind of made to sleep on the streets, and they're not given prepaid debit cards either. People are just simply fed up with what New York City keeps coming up with at the moment. Without hesitation, New York City could spend countless billions of dollars on resolving the migrant issue. However, the city reacts negatively when you ask them to contribute a small amount of money to stop shoplifting, or perhaps to assist some of the homeless veterans in the area. Therefore, this is upsetting a lot of people. Guys, it's not limited to only New York City. Any other city you visit, such as Denver or Chicago, will have a large number of protesting citizens at the moment, and they are extremely angry about the state of affairs. In addition, many people these days just do not pay taxes, as I said. Letitia James is thinking, what's up? No more taxes. We will not be renewing this, sorry. Furthermore, many people are currently simply not paying property taxes. I mean, nothing can be enforced in New York City at the moment. They are unable to impose any kind of regulation on the migrant crisis. They are unable to impose penalties for shoplifting. They can no longer even enforce receiving their own money. This is the situation in New York City, and it is becoming very serious. They could tax Wall Street if they are unable to collect that kind of money from property taxes. However, Wall Street itself is moving to Miami, bringing with it $1 trillion worth of assets. We're gone, they say. This is over for us. We wish to relocate to a better place with more pro-business policies, better weather, and fewer taxes. Wall Street is therefore leaving. What about the common citizens who might be subject to taxes? By 2023, however, the city would have lost close to 78,000 citizens. The city has lost over 550,000 citizens, or 6% of its total population, solely between 2020 and 2023. A large number of them are highly skilled professionals employed in the banking, business, and accounting sectors. They have vanished. And from July 2023 until the present year, 2024, isn't it nearly a year now? And another 80 to 90,000 people are alleged to have left the city. Many people are moving out of New York City. Are they returning too? Not at all. It's no longer the case that New York City is one of the greatest locations for trade and business. Look at the vacancy rate as well. Take a look at how many businesses in New York City are no longer in operation. Additionally, through 2026, New York City's 20% office vacancy rate is expected to continue. Here's the thing, though. What will happen after 2026? In addition, there is a growing trend toward remote and hybrid work, and many companies are moving out of New York City. Thus, you'll notice an even greater spike in office openings. However, you know what's truly humorous. There are no available office spaces in Miami. Actually, Miami is among the few locations in North America where there is a decline in the quantity of available office spaces. It's really declining in several neighborhoods, such as Brickell. So why is that? The reason for this is that every company is moving to Miami. They are traveling to Florida and specifically to Naples due to regulations and legislation that support business. However, there are no pro-business policies in New York City. They can't even collect their own property taxes, really, so they could carry out routine municipal tasks. New York City, which was once among the top cities in the world, is currently experiencing a severe decline. It's likely that the city will lose its standing as a financial center, which is worrying for it. I appreciate you all watching, folks. What are your thoughts on this? And do you believe New York City will be able to move on? Please comment below.